if a player plays in the first league or at Real Madrid, he's as important for us as he plays at last class. Yeah? We fight for €100 with the same power like for some millions. Yeah.
What do you do for the professionals and what do you do for the amateurs?
When we start with the amateurs, contact us before you make a transfer, before you go to a club.
I'm now in a club and I haven't received the salaries for 2 or 3 months. What are the steps that I should follow in order to get my money?
When you're in Austria, there is a labor law. When it's international, we have FIFA law. Yeah, we have to make a determination of 15 days. And when it's not paid at this time, you can step out of the contract. They have to pay you the contract till the end.
Are there now any specific initiatives that you are planning to launch?
What we have to grow is women's football.
Yes.
It's also important for us, also an international organization.
Gernot, welcome. Thank you very much for finding the time. I appreciate it a lot. How are you doing?
Thank you first for the invitation. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. At this time, end of January, beginning of February, there is always the end of the transfer window in winter. And so, yeah, we have a lot to do. Yeah,
A lot of stress.
A lot of stress. Yeah, in general, it's fine. Yeah, we see that we are that the player needs our support. Yeah, but okay, some stories are also a little bit difficult. And the funny thing is, I make this job now about 18 years. And there are always new things. Yeah, we think we knew all and we made all. Yeah, but there are always new things, new cases. Yeah, and that's very interesting. To
Always
learn.
surprises.
Yeah.
And do you have something now that you say, okay, that's something new? I never saw that before coming.
Yeah. The problem always also in our work is, it's a lot of about trust, and a lot of cases we make. It's not good also for the player when it comes to public. Yeah.
Yes.
So there are a lot of things under the blanket. Yeah. What we do, because when a player has a problem with a club, it has to be solved.
Yes.
But the players, we are living in a small business, and when the player is getting the image, he is a player who has often problems with clubs.
Yes.
It's not good for him, and so a lot of things and cases, it's a little bit a problem, for us as organization, because when you can every case and everything you manage when you publish it, okay, the players see, they help them, yeah. But on the other side, it's a problem for the player. So a thing where we want to find the right way, to give some information, okay, but it's always this great thing, yeah.
But from your experience, most of the times, are the players who have the problems who create the problems, or are mostly the clubs?
It's a mix. Yeah.
It's a mix.
Yeah. In the end, a lot of things happened because you make a contract. You're happy that you have a new club, and that the most important thing is that the deal is made. Yeah. But in this situation, mostly the club and also the player are not often thinking about, okay, maybe problems can come, things are changing,
Yes.
And when you don't have a good contract or a good agreement, then the problems are coming, and these problems we don't have so much in the professional area, in the first and second league. Mostly these problems that players have no contract or nothing written. We have a lot of in the amateur area,
Yes.
Regionalliga, Landesliga, and that's one what I can say for the players. Only when it's only small things, it has to be a contract from a lawyer of 10 pages or something. the basic things, written agreement, club, player, and then all is safe. Yeah, that's
Yes,
one
that's
of
the
the
most
things
important.
which is very important.
You say that you are working for the organization now for 18 years, but what inspired you to start working for this organization and also advocating the rights from football players?
Yeah, that's a grown thing. I was a professional football player, and I had problems with clubs twice. Yeah, first was when I was about 19, 20, with an agent. Yeah, and then later the club where I wasn't paid. Yeah, and yeah, when I was 19, 20. I didn't know what to do, and I was lost. And
Yes.
then a player said, "Hey, there is an organization. Yeah, it's VdF. They will help you." And that was my first contact, and they helped me twice. Yeah, in my active career. And then it developed that I was so impressed. Yeah, and that this kind of organization is here for the players, and it developed in me. Yeah, and that I want also to do this. Yeah.
Yes.
And then I came when I was 25, 26. I came to Vienna. I finished my professional career, yeah, and I wanted to develop for business life, for my future, and I started to go to university with course of sports management, and then I called Gernot
Mhm.
and I said, I'm here now in Vienna and I want to work for VdF. Yeah. And so it started. Yeah. And in the beginning, I was counting the votes of the Bruno Gala, and it developed more and more and more and more. And yeah.
And how is the organization works domestically but also internationally? So what do the listeners need to know about it?
That our first area is Austrian football and the Austrian players. Sure. Yeah. We help all players which are playing in Austria and Austrian players which are playing in other countries. There is one very important thing. We have a world organization. Yeah. It's called FIFPro. And we are not alone. Yeah. There is a players union in Austria. There's a players union in Denmark. There's a players union in Zambia, and all over the world. And the roof is FIFPro. So you can imagine there is FIFA. It's for the federations. Yeah. The roof. Yeah. And FIFPro is the roof of the players unions, and there are about 60 players unions members of FIFPro. And we have congresses. Yeah, there is every year a European Congress. It's in Stockholm now, and this year in June. We have the World Congress. It's this year in Lisbon in October. So that's the two main congresses. And then you have also in special fields. For example, in March, I'm in Amsterdam. There is the Law Congress. Yeah. And so we work all together. Football is a global thing. Yeah.
Yes.
It grew every more and more and more in the last years that it's global. The world is global. Football is global. And the good thing is you can share ideas. You can share things.
Yes.
Yeah, with the colleagues from the other countries.
You can also compare a little bit where the organization is currently finding itself comparing to another country.
Yeah. Sure. The world is different in Africa than in Europe and in Asia and so on.
Yes.
So it's you have other basics in countries.
Yes.
Yeah. For example, in Austria we have a very strong labor law in general. Yeah. In other countries the labor law, yeah, it's not here. Yeah. And that's the one thing. You can share a lot of ideas. You can develop together. You can create some new ideas also with the colleagues. And the other really important thing, and this is more and more and more, for example, yesterday I had a player called me. He plays in Portugal, and she had a question. Yeah, and okay, I don't know. Yeah, how it's in Portugal exactly,
Yes.
but check one call to my colleague in Portugal, and I have a question. Yeah, and he answered. In 10 minutes later, the player had the information. Yeah, and that's a good thing. Or we had a player now. He made a transfer to an Asian country. Yeah, and he sent me a contract, 38 pages, very confused, and then I called the colleague there. Yeah.
Yes.
I took informations about the club. Are they paying to the right time? How serious is it? Is it really a real contract? Is it not a fake? You know,
So
that's
it
also
exists also a
it
case like this.
exists. Yeah, that agents are coming, fake contracts. It's also
Wow, that's
so you can prove then of this international area and connections. You can prove things, and you can give the players the support that they know, okay, this is a serious offer, and he knows when I know from the colleague there in domestic country, and he says, oh, this club, they are not paying on the right time, or there are a lot of problems, then he knows it.
Yes.
He has to take his decision then himself. Yeah.
And then what does the agent does actually? Because that sounds also like the job of an agent.
Yeah, sure. But that's also one thing which is very important, difference, and why we are so important, because we are independent.
Yes.
And that's one of the most important things for us, that we are not making transfers. We are no agents. Yeah. Because we have to be independent of the clubs.
Yes.
Because, there is an agent, he has 5 players at this club. He wants to make the next business also with the club. Yes. Maybe the interests of the player are not on his first list, or completely up. Yeah. And for us, always the player is the most important, and this has the priority, and this independence is very important.
Okay, so I assume that these kind of contracts they are big contracts. So that's why also the player refers to you. If there are small amount of money, do they still ask for an advice?
Yeah, sure. The question is, when a player has a bigger level, the contract is bigger, is donated with more money.
Mm-hmm.
When the player has not this level, but also less money is for him a lot of money.
Yes.
It's a question of the point of view. Yeah. So in the end, and that's also something what is very important for us. If a player plays in the first league or at Real Madrid, he's as important for us as he plays at, I don't know, Kramat Neusiedl in the last class. Yeah. If we fight for 100 euro with the same power like for some millions. Yeah.
Absolutely. Some of our listeners are professionals. Some others, they are playing in the amateur area, and I would like a little bit to clarify the two different areas. What do you do for the professionals, and what do you do for the amateurs, and what are the problems that you see mostly in these two areas?
When we start with the amateurs, it's one thing what I said before. We also want to make that some problems are not even coming. Yeah. And that's one of what I said before, make or written. Yeah. Contact us before you make a transfer, before you go to a club. We have also some contracts. It's a empty contract where you only have to fill in some things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and
like an example.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you're safe. That we have this also for our members. So in the amateur business is this the most important. Yeah.
And this you can find on your website.
Not on our website, because it's for members. Yeah. So
Okay.
when you're a member, yeah, we have also a member area at our website. There it is. Yeah.
And in that case, the player downloads the contract, and then he presents.
He fills out his name, the name of the club, how much he's earning, and that's really easy. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, there are. It's not so easy then in general. Maybe there are also questions and details. At the amateur business, you have 2 areas. Yeah. You have the area of the federation law. Yeah. Das Verbandsrecht. Yeah. And it's always a question of the status. Is the player amateur or not amateur? It's called nicht amateur.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So amateur profi, you can say. Yeah. And you have different rights. Yeah. On the other side, you have the real law. Yeah. Sozialversicherungsrecht and so on. Yeah. Is the player now a worker from labor law? Then you have other rights. Yeah. When you're employed, or is it only a hobby? Yeah. And the big question is, and that's not okay also with the system of the federation, that it's always a mix. Yeah. You can be amateur and you can be employed. That's possible. So it's not always the same. Yeah. When you say from the federation, you are professional, it has to be that you are from the labor law professional. Yeah.
Okay.
And so on. And that's a little bit a problem. And then the problem also in the amateur area is the most players there, it's called pauschale Reiseaufwandsentschädigung.
Yes.
You can earn now since 1.5 years, you can earn 720 euros when you are there, and you don't have to pay taxes for it. The club doesn't have to pay taxes for it. Yeah. And so you get this 720 brutto for netto. But the 720, it's called Aufwandsentschädigung. So you have to do something for it. So when the club, when you have not a good contract, and when the club says in March, we don't want you anymore. Yeah. Then they don't have to pay you this 720 anymore.
Even though you still go to the training.
Yeah. They say you don't have to go to the training. You have not really rights. Yeah.
And as a player, what do you do in that case? Are you still going to the training, or you don't? Because I know from my experience, if you stop going to the pitch, they can always say he never came to the trainings.
Yes, normally you should go, but when the club, when you have this
kind of agreement,
yeah, the club has no rights and you has no rights. In the opposite, you also can leave. Yeah, when you say I don't come anymore,
yes,
it's also okay. Yeah, and that's a little bit and there are coming problems.
Yes,
always. Yeah, and that's the thing why in amateur area we have a lot of problems because there is no labor law in the most things. Yeah, and yeah, when you only get this pre. Yeah, it's not easy. There are ways how you can prove then that it's not only a pre, that it's really a fixum. Yeah, but that's
something that takes time.
Not easy and takes time.
Well, that's why also I think it is called amateur area, because you have also to deal with people that maybe are not professional.
Yeah.
Also from the club side.
Yeah. That's the most problems are really that. The know-how is not really there. Yeah, yes. on the side of the players and also not of the side of the clubs. Yeah.
And when it comes to the professional area now, what are the main challenges you face?
Well, one of the biggest issues we have is the contracts also with agents. Yeah, it's often like these contracts are determinate contracts. Yeah, and sometimes the players say, okay, he has a contract for 2 or 3 years. After 1 year, he's not okay, with his agent, and he wants to go out of this contract. And that's not possible. Yeah, when you have a determinate contract, you need a special case, to go out of the contract. Yeah, and the special case is not I'm not okay what he's doing for me. Yeah. And that's what we say to the players. Don't make too long determined contractors, or make one passus when you make the contract with an agent that you can go out all the time. Yeah.
Okay. So what are let's say I'm still a player now and I have a contract for 2 years with an agent and I'm not happy. How can I go out of this contract?
You can only find a mutual agreement with the agent. Yeah, that you say, okay, he's okay when we stop this contract, and the other thing is only when you can prove that he is not doing one thing which is written in the contract. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
But that's nearly impossible. Yeah.
Because from my experience, this kind of contracts that agents give you,
sure,
they are mostly covered for their side.
Sure. And that's that the players make now very often. It's getting better now. The message is send us before the contract with the agent. We prove it for you and we can tell you okay, there could be a problem, and we can also say take a passus where you come out. Sure, the agent wants that the player is not coming out. Yeah.
But on one side, I understand that, but on the other side, you need both sides to be happy. Why you need to have a
Sure.
player as an agent if he's not happy with what you do for him? And the other thing I saw, it was like a teammate of mine. He signed a contract with an agent, and the agent put an amount of money that if he wants to break this contract, he has to pay this amount of money, and that was around 30,000 euros. And for me, that was the first time I heard it. I say, how? I said to the player, he's a friend of mine. I said to the player, how did you sign something like this? Why?
Yeah, that's this what I said before. You are under pressure. You want to make a deal. You are happy then, and then
You sign whatever
comes
it is
often.
signed.
There are things signed which are very bad for the player. But then also a lot of people think, okay, it's written in the contract. I signed it, and it has to be like this. Yeah, there are rules. Yeah,
Of course.
and I don't know what the word in English. It's called sittenwidrig. Yeah, that means when a contract has always to be
Fair.
in a scale,
Yes.
for both sides. Yeah. So when there is, for example, only one party of the contract can do this, and there is nothing at the other side, the contract is sittenwidrig and the contract is then not valid. Yeah.
Yes.
So it also, when there is a contract which is signed, then it's there is also a chance to come out and to go out of it.
I'm taking myself as an example because I'm sure that some other athletes out there, they have the same problems. That's why I'm gonna take myself as an example. I'm now in a club, and I haven't received salaries for 2 or 3 months. What are the steps that I should follow in order to get my money?
Yeah.
That I worked for.
There are two areas. Yeah, we have the first area is labor law in Austria. When you're in Austria, there is a labor law. It's clear what you can do. When it's international, we have FIFA law. Yeah, and in FIFA law, for example, it's like this: when you are when are 2 salaries not paid, we have to make a determination of 15 days. And when it's not paid at this time, you can step out of the contract.
And FIFA is only for the professional or also for the amateur area?
Completely
for everyone.
For every area. And what means it when you step out of the contract? It means that the club has to pay you till the end of the contract. Yeah. So when you step out in February, the contract is till June. They have to pay you the contract till the end.
Because you cannot find a club in February.
Yes.
But if you leave in January?
And when you leave in January, for example, when you earn 10,000 at the club.
Per month or in total?
Per month, for example. Yeah. Only for example.
Yes.
10,000, and you step out of the contract in January, you find a new club. At the new club, you earn 5,000. This has to be compensated.
The difference.
Yeah. So the first 3 salaries you get full paid. You get 10 when you step out in January. You get 10,000 for February, March, and April.
Yes.
And then May and June they has to compensate that you come to this what you had earned. So that's it's called in German berechtigter Austritt.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is often. It's very often. Yeah. Also in national cases.
So they contact you. They contact you that the club hasn't paid the salaries for 2 months, and then you reach out directly to the club.
Yes.
And what happens would the club let the player free to go if he starts to create problems? Let's say January is the transfer window now. Okay. And the player hasn't received salaries for the last 3 months. But the club says, okay, we're gonna pay you the money, but we're gonna from 10,000 we're gonna give you 5. The other 5 is gonna cost you to let you go.
Yeah,
because they have the power.
As a
club.
In the end, it's always when you find a mutual agreement. Yeah, when you make a deal, it's always easier and faster. Yeah?
Yes.
When it's like this, what I said before, step out of the contract, and the club has to pay it. We have to go to FIFA. We have to go to FIFA DRC.
Yes.
There we have a case. Yeah. Then FIFA says to the club, okay, this player stepped out. He had the right to step out. Pay him this money. If you don't pay him the money, you get a sanction of FIFA. For example, for Gänsepersli Ankara 2 years ago, they got for a player of us a transfer. They couldn't make transfers. So that's then the sanctions of FIFA.
So the club has to pay at the end of the day. Yeah. Okay, interesting. So now a player that comes from abroad, first time in Austria, language barriers, he doesn't know how the local system works. And I know that for sure that some clubs take advantage of it. And also sometimes there are also the visa issues there that, the player is in need to sign a contract. The club knows that the player needs the next contract. So what advice would you give to these kind of players now? How could they be prepared? Because they don't know about the players association.
Yeah. So in general, I think when you come from another country or to another country, it's always first person is that you have a good agent. Yeah.
Yes.
That's important. But in general, I can give to everybody the message like we do it when I ask a player is going to an Asian country. I ask the players union there, how is the club? Blah, blah, blah. Everybody can ask. Yeah, we know how the clubs are working, and yes. I can say in the first and the second Bundesliga, it's all serious. Yeah, they're working good. Yeah, and then for the informations, I have this also here. That's our player's guide. Yeah, that's our Bible. It's in German and in English. And here are all informations for the players. How is the tax system in Austria? How is the CBA in Austria? Which rights I have as a player in Austria? Yeah, here is all written. Yeah, and that's a good thing to inform. Yeah, when how more you know about the new country, a new culture, and all the things, the laws and these kind of things. Yeah. Yes. How better you.
And I assume this kind of player's guide, every association has it.
Not every association. Yeah. We have it, but we have some basic informations in our FIFPro database. Yes. Yeah. I can tell you about every 60 countries which are members in FIFPro. How is the pension system? How is the tax system? Is there an own pension system for football players? Do they have a CBA? Which rights have the players? So we have a database, a FIFPro database from every country, where I know when a player is asking he's going in this country, where I have the basic information, and when there are special questions, I have my colleagues all over the world. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Now, how do you view the relationship between agent, clubs, and players? What needs to improve to secure a fair deal for both sides?
In general, agents are very important. They are part of the game, of the business, and the problem at the moment with the agents or for the agent is the new FIFA regulations. Yeah. Till 2015, there was a FIFA regulation, and you have to be registered agent. You had some basics to do, and then 2015 FIFA said we can't control this, and then happened a lot of things with agents in the last year, and now FIFA said, okay, we want to control it anymore, but that's not easy because you have so much different laws and rules in all the different countries. Yeah.
Yes.
It's when you are an agent, it's a normal job, it's a normal beruf. You have rights. Yeah. And that's in general the really, really difficult thing in football. On the one side, it's good that you have FIFA as one big roof. And that's why, in my opinion, football is the world's biggest sport, because you have one roof and football is more or less the same all over the world.
Yes.
Yeah? That's important and that's good. But the problem is that you have so much countries and you have national laws everywhere. Yeah. And to make this now, to one, that's really the big problem, and that's also the problem with the agents, in general. should be the agent part of the FIFA rules, of the federation laws? Yes, because they are working in the business. Yeah, that was what FIFA wants to control. Yeah.
Yes.
On the other side, it's a normal job. Yeah, and that's the problem. And to find a good to good rules and to good ways. Yeah. To make it fair for everybody and transparent and that you understand it. That's the big problem at the moment. And last year it came out. They wanted to make it real, yeah. And in some countries, few days later, there were claims from agents and all was damaged. Yeah,
Yes.
at the moment, we are in a gray zone again, and nobody knows are the FIFA rules for agents there valid or not? Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a big chaos at the moment, and
Still a
that's
question mark.
and that's a big problem. In general, we are for regulation. In general, yeah. I also say the regulation has to be fair, yeah,
Yes.
for agents, yeah, and yeah, that's really difficult.
I can understand. Something else I would like to ask you. There are some clubs that they give the contracts, the main contract, but there are these side contracts. And I know again from friends, but also from my own experience, that these contracts you sign the main contract, and there is a side contract that you get some additional money when you sign it. But it has happened that this contract, the side contract, has been kept from the owner of the club. That means that if you, at the end of the day, if he doesn't want to
Yeah.
pay you anymore, you can't. When you are in these kind of situations, because you are young, because maybe you are afraid, whatever it is, what do you do?
Yeah. In general, I only can say here, you only have to sign one contract,
And that's it.
and that's it. Yeah. That's. I know that in the real life, then it's sometimes different. Yeah.
Mhm.
But when you make it right and when you want to be on the right side, it's better. You say, okay, there is a little bit less money,
Yes.
but it's sure when I have one contract. Yeah. And the question is then also, it's from case to case different. You have to analyze the situation. Then when the contract is with another person or something, it's also a valid contract. But then it's a private law. Yeah. And on the one side, when you don't get the money, you can go against the club.
Yes.
You have you're under the roof of FIFA. Yeah, you're stronger because there is FIFA law.
Yes.
There are sanctions when they don't pay you this. On the other side, when the contract is with football, but not directly with
Yes.
football, it's not under the roof of FIFA.
Mhm.
Then you have to make a private claim against the president or against that person. That's also
Yeah.
possible. But there are problems. Yeah, the problems are sure that they are come then. Yeah,
Absolutely.
most likely.
Now let's talk about the initiatives that the Players Association does. One of these that I saw, it was this VdF Coaching, and I find it really amazing because it gives the opportunity to play for players who don't have club to stay fit, but also for those who would like to improve their skills to have the place to train.
Mhm.
How did this idea come about?
Yeah, the idea is, in general, we made our we had a program for players which were out of contract
Yes.
over years, and we had one camp at one place in Austria.
That was Vienna, or was it somewhere
It was in
else?
Burgenland.
Burgenland.
Yeah, and the players came there, and we had a cooperation with the AMS,
Mhm.
with the working agency, and the players came there and could train there, and yeah, it was fine, it was okay.
Yes.
But we got the feedback of the players. When a player lives in Vorarlberg, or when he has to drive very long, and then it's also you are like in Kasaniert, you're there for 4 or 5 days, you don't see your family,
Yes.
you don't see your friends, you are not
Isolated from everyone.
you are isolated, you're not in a good situation in general. Yeah, you don't have a club, you're searching, and then and so we were talking to our players presidium. Yeah,
Yes.
we have some players which are very involved in our work, and we talked about this problem, and then the idea came, okay, why only on one spot in Austria? Why not more spots? Yeah. And then it's a question of the budget also.
Yes.
When you need a hotel, when the players are there, the costs are much bigger. And so we said, okay, we make it with the same costs when we have more spots, but they don't have a hotel and this
Yes. Additional costs.
24/7 thing, yeah. And it was only 5-6 weeks always before. And for example, in Vienna, we trained with the players till the end of November. Yeah. So it's
For the players who still didn't find the club in the summer,
yes,
with the transfer
yes.
period.
And there are three times a week they can come.
Okay.
And we had Vienna, we had Salzburg, we had Vorarlberg, we had Graz. We want to build it out. We talked some. We want to have more spots now in
nice.
summer. Yeah, because it was really a success and the players like it. And for example, now I saw the transfer yesterday. FAC,
Yes.
2 players, Turnwald and Joyce Geier. They were training all the autumn with us. Yeah, and now they found a new club and they are the FAC now. Yeah, so that's really then what makes you happy. And the thing was also what I also didn't think before we made the project, but I felt it then because I was also there very often. The players got a little bit of a team. And
The team feeling.
Yeah, the team feeling. And when you talk to a player who has no club, more or less every player says, I'm missing the cabine, I'm missing the jokes what we make, yeah. And for example, in Vienna, these 10 till 15 players, which were training always, they had no club. They are becoming like a team.
Of course.
And that was very important for their difficult situation.
For their mental aspect.
Yeah. We made then, after the training, we went for lunch together, or we was out one day, in the evening. Yeah.
Nice.
So that was really was
it's belonging, that they belong in a team.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
That's one thing which was really great to feel this with them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When I was, I think 4 years ago, there is another association in Greece. It is called PSAP, and I had the opportunity to get a scholarship. FIF Pro was giving some scholarships back then. I studied sports management in a university in Denmark, and I think life after sports is a very important topic for athletes. You know by yourself that there was a point that you didn't know what to do afterwards. And most of the cases athletes don't know, because they have lived all their life doing a specific sport, their passion. So what kind of initiatives does the Player Association do or offer for the players?
Yeah, there is this program from FIFPro, which you can make over FIFPro or with FIFPro. It's a little bit a barrier sometimes, the language,
because it's in English.
It's in English, that you have to know. The good thing is that that they know who is making this program. So it's clear that the players have trainings, that they have travels, that they have times in the year which they have no head for studying or anything. So that's good. And there are some programs we have for the ESD. It's a German institute there, which also gives programs.
Okay.
We have on our homepage for education some partners. When players want to make something, study or anything, everybody has to decide for himself. But in general, it's always good to have a second
a plan B.
A plan B. Thank you. Because it makes you also more self-confident.
Absolutely.
And you're not so independent, or you're not so depend on one thing. And when okay, when it's not working and when I don't find a club or when I get injured, there is something what I also have to do.
It's also good for the mind.
Yes,
that's it. For one training that it was bad, or if you don't have something else to do because you don't have a club, to have something else to focus on.
We know, and that's some people which are not playing football always say, football players have so much time and they only have training once a day for 1 or 2 hours, and so we know that's not right.
Yes.
The time is right, but I know also from my life and from other things, and I have 3 kids and so on. So it's about the energy.
Yes.
It's not only the time, you need the energy, and when you play football on this professional level, it takes you a lot of energy.
Yes.
So it's clear that you can't make a study like someone else. And when you give your time and when you have a plan, say, okay, I make a little bit on the other side, I make a little bit there, a little bit there. It let you feel better, and it's also better for the football career when you don't do anything. And in general, one field what we have to grow is women's football.
Yes.
It's really a field which is growing in general.
Sure.
There are a lot of things to do. We are there. We are on the level like at the amateur level in the men's football in Austria. There are a lot of things to do, and it's also important for us as an international organization from FIFPro, because the female players have to know VdF is member of FIFPro, and when they are at VdF, they are also member of FIFPro.
Yes.
And FIFPro needs also this power, to change women's football from up.
Yes.
It's important also to do something on the domestic level.
Absolutely.
I know we have this know-how, to build this up here on the national level, but the FIFA rules, when they have rights in the global football, then the rights also come to Austria. Because when FIFA makes a new law for women's football, every federation, the domestic federation,
Yes.
has to leave it also. So that's very important. And I was in December, on a congress in Amsterdam, a women's football congress, and we make now on the international level, FIFPro, we want to make an index in every country, that, for example, in Austria, there is an index 0 to 10. In Austria, we are on the level 5.6, and in Sweden, we are on the level 7.8, and in this country, so that you can compare it a little bit, and
Yes.
that the index is coming out of some topics, how are the contracts, how are the insurances, how are this, and we make these problems. Now we go to the clubs with the female players. They answer these questions, and then you have the index for Austria, and then you have also analyze which is in this country better, how are the ideas in this country, and then it's a goal, to work on this index,
Yes.
to make the things better, sometimes things have to be seen,
Yes.
I take our Tabelle der anderen Art, what we have where the players give notes of the clubs, also in different topics, and it's more or less the same. What FIFPro makes now, what we here make in domestic men's football, what we make now, we make a Tabelle der anderen Art all over the world of women's football, to see the problems, and it should not be a bad thing, and when the Austrian index is bad now, is bad, it's okay, but then you can work on it,
Of course.
and when we see, okay, this topic is not good, we can work on it, and next year the result will be better, and that's
Because you have a point of reference, and then you can work on it.
Yes.
Which countries are ahead of Austria that you say, okay, this is a great example for us in women's football?
In women's football, the Nordic countries, Sweden, Denmark, very far. Sure, then you have the big players. You have England, you have Germany,
Yes.
But in general, it's the same like in men football. We have to see how big is the country, how is the business
metrics,
and how is the domestic situation. So that's the comparison is not so easy. You can say, we have this index and this, and that's good or bad, but we have to work then on it, and we have things which are seen, which you can touch,
Yes.
where we have to work, and this is a plan and a structure. I always hear, there is no money in women's football, and what we should do. Yeah, that's nice to say this, and maybe right, but how you can bring then sponsors to the women's football?
So always the attitude, I think.
This and we all have to work together, and the federation, the agencies around, the players also, we have to work, and it's a long way. Yeah, it's a long way, but it's very important, and we also, and I can also say this here now, that's maybe something also new. We are searching for a woman now to work also for VdF. Yeah, we say we need a woman in the team.
Of course, someone.
You have to be authentic in our job. Yeah, so you have to know how it's when you are a football player. Doesn't matter if you're a female player or a male player, and we want to have a former football player, female football player, which helps us here, to develop also it more. We have some members, we have some members. These members came in the past because they had problems.
Yes.
They came to us, and then they become members. But now we have the Auftrag. We have to make this from FIFPro to make this index, and this we want to get here also more professional. And in general, we need a female player which is supporting our
dynamic
team.
Leader. So now we are coming to the end. I would like to ask you something personal. Now you have been working for 18 years for VdF. Which accomplishment are you the most proud of?
Yeah, there were very a lot of things, a lot of projects, but I think the biggest thing what happened in the last year was to get an independent football organization, because we had a long cooperation with the trade union, and a few years ago it wasn't possible anymore to have to work good for the players and to make the work for the players independent and really for them, not with other interests, and there were a lot of political things which were important for the trade union, and we said we are only here for the players, and we are fighting only for football players. That's our passion. That's why the players are members. And then we solved this contract, and it's more responsibility than before. But it was the right step, and so I think in future we can make really good projects for the players, and it's much easier. Yeah.
Last but not least, if now a player wants to join the organization, how can he sign up to become a member?
In general, I think it's really important to get a member, not when you have a problem, when you come before, because it has to be fair between all the members. We're a big organization, and when every player only comes when he has a problem, it wouldn't work. And it's also a thing of Rechtsschutz, of that we can pay you also a lawyer when you need a lawyer, when you have to go to court. Then you have to be half a year member for the VdF before, that we can give you a lawyer. When you come with a problem, we help you. We make a mentoring with the club. We go to court with you, but then you have to pay it for yourself. So it's a big community, and that's in general. And we have two kinds of memberships. It's the basic membership with €5. There you get all the informations and so on, and you can ask us for everything. Or you have the premium membership with €10. Then you also have this Rechtsschutz included. And it's easy. We have our homepage www.vdf.at. There is the member formula. You have to fill it out. You send it to us, and then you are a member. And more or less every player in a career has a problem.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
It's like this, and so much membership fee you can't pay. When we solve one case for you, it's coming back. And what also is really important is that the players, I know it's everybody himself is the most important, and the career is important. But in general, you have a community, and at the moment we are 1,000, a little bit more than 1,000 members. For one, it's bad at the moment, and 999 different players support this one at the moment, which is bad. And there are a lot of moments, not in transfer time, all over the year, and we have last year we had about 350 things, to clear. Yeah, it's not only
350 cases.
Yes.
Okay.
Not case and case is different. Yeah. The highest case is when you go to court. Yeah. But also
smaller issues.
Yes. I have a question of my contract that the player is calling. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so there are a lot of things to do, and that's what the player should see. We are a big family, football players, and there is an organization which helps players when it's bad for them at the moment. And in general, what the players also have to see, only that we are here. Yeah. So much changed in football. Absolutely. And changes, because the clubs know, okay, there is a strong players union, and I have to pay him, and if not, he know where he can find his rights. Yeah. And that's the thing where you have to make the view a little bit bigger. Yeah. And when a football player thinks it's important that a players union is existing, normally you should be a member of it. And I think 5 or 10 euro, it's for everybody, and not this big thing.
Great. Yes, that could be all. Thank you so much for all these insights that you shared with me. And I believe that if someone listens to us, an athlete who have problems now or not, he should reach out to you, sign up this membership, because then he knows he has someone on his back 24/7. He can support him in whatever he needs.
That's really 24/7 is really, I think, also other people which are not working in this field, but when a transfer has to be till midnight, my phone is also ringing at 10 o'clock in the evening or on the weekends, and that's we leave this sport, we know this, so that's it's normal for us. Yeah, it's really 24/7. Yeah,
thank you so much for coming. Thank you
for invitation.
I hope you enjoyed it.